G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat. This will be my Knackers Yard. I'm going to go for a low impact day today. The sun is out unusually. I may go for a start up, not yet. It's a bit early and it is a Sunday. I'm going to have a go at the tank, I think, and make some noise, but not as much as the bike. Now, just as a recap, I did do a deliberate bodge. It has been repaired before. It's really roughy and bumpy, so I've just covered that roughy and bumpy. It's sealed, so I didn't want to hack it back. Just building over. It is a bodge, it is a bit delish, but I just wanted it to look a little bit better, and I may well scuff the top a bit as well. But having learnt the lesson of stripping the paint off that in the front of the garage, everything covered in a layer of dust, so I'm going to do this around the side. Let's get set up. Welcome back. Right, there you go, that's you set up. What am I on? 120 grit, I think, to start with. I'm just going to try and get the shape a little bit. Right, steady getting there. It's really rough. Well, it's not smooth, but you know what I'm saying. It's a really rough shape. It's better than it was by a considerable margin. Right. The seat attempt is turning into quite a good stand. Right, let's get on that side. Right, slight change of plans. I think I'm going to break out that little belt sander that I've got. Let's try and get into the edges. Right, I'll drop you back in. So I've got my little, let's see if this is too much tool. It'd be unusual for me, I'm normally on too little. Well, that was good to get into the grooves. It's too much for much of the yeah, a bit too much tool, but it got into the gaps, which is what I was after.
What have you taken from my art craft cupboard?
That ruler. Did I not put it back?
You left the door open with the drawer open. That's how I know.
Yeah,
you
that's
took
how
something.
I've reminded myself to.
Where is it?
It's on the kitchen table.
I'll go put it back in. Sorry.
Sorry. I'm in trouble. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Or happier with that. Let's just tidy up the top end as well. I'll flip the camera off because we're kind of falling over each other ever so slightly. Right, in for a penny, in for a pound. My really hokey soda blasting setup. So it's just really cheap, really rough and ready. Why? If I'm going to do it, I want to do it as close to properly as I can. There's no point just throwing new paint on top of old shit, so I'm going to see if I can strip the base off and see how we go. Probably should have done this first, but I'm not going to be blasting the edges that I've made. They aren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination yet, but they're a damn sight better than they were. Right, let's see if I can get on with this somewhere where you can see pretty much as I can. That's not bad. Right, I do have a face for anybody getting concerned over health and safety. There we go. So I might actually grab a screwdriver and chip at bits as well. Grabbed a little knife instead. Got some history with this. This knife is the reason why that finger doesn't straighten, because I've got no tendon in the end because I jabbed myself with it. There's a long story behind that, but that's a beer conversation. Right, let's get on with this. That was 20 years ago. Roughly. Right, so let's see what we find. Okay, so a bit of a rub down on the outside, a bit of a blast at the bottom. Now my head is just not good enough to get through that. It just, you know, I've got all the big flakes that I was after. I am trying to do this reasonably properly, and I do want to get a decent coat of paint on the underside before I start fucking around with the top end, with the top and finishing the shaping and all of that sort of stuff. I just want to get it to a half decent strip at the bottom, give it a good thick coat underneath. Otherwise, all the work's going to be wasted when it just rots underneath. So I'm just going to dig out some stripper and just leave that doing its thing. Right, that's the stripper on the inside of that tank. I'll leave it to do that. I'll probably leave that for the rest of the weekend/day. But I don't expect this to be any different. But let's see if the last upload of swapping that diaphragm so it's the right way out has achieved anything at all. I don't think so. I think they still have carb issues. We shall see. Hopefully that's just enough fuel to put me in. I'm not expecting a long run. I'm hardly expecting a start, to be brutally honest. Got a loose wire somewhere. Which isn't helping with my starter. one of the baffles out. Well, that's handy. I took that out to try and paint the end. Yeah, just to explain that, I took those 3 bolts out to try and paint the end and couldn't work out how to get the end out, how to get the baffle out itself, and it's just blown it out, which is handy because I can paint that now. So I'm going straight through on the left. Let's see if it's going to spit out the right hand one as well. If it is, I might be best off with something stopping it from hitting my wife's car. think that's better. Stubborn to start. Yeah, I don't know what you could hear over that. I forgot I'd undone the bolts and the baffles. I was trying to get those out during the week just to throw some paint on it, so it just spat one out. But it proved to me that it's not secured anywhere else. So I just chucked in a slide hammer, pull it out. I'll chuck some paint over those on at some point over the week. I now really want to get that tank sorted because I want to see if it can run off its own fuel. But that seems better. It was a high idle, but it wasn't ridiculous. I don't know, people. What do you think? Whilst that is, the tank is stripping itself, which will be throughout the week. I don't want to spend too much time today because it's probably the last nice day of sunshine, so I want to go out with the missus and the kids. That seemed better. Or do I just buy a proper carb repair kit, i.e. not a Chinese crap one? I don't know, people. What do you think? What do you think? Tank's getting there. That's better. And I may have had an air leak past one of the diaphragms. Don't know. Answer on a postcard, please, to Nat at Nat's Knackers Yard. Until then, catch you later. Ta-da.